All right, we're coming to you live as Doug and John are back in New Jersey. We are coming to you live from Central New Jersey as we get you ready for another episode of the J&B podcast. Alongside John Giordano and a special guest today, Doug Saraba from Saraba Broadcasting.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back.
Dougie and John are back on the East Coast. It's good to have you guys back.
Back and better than ever.
So let's get down to business. Mets-Yankees tonight, 2-game series. Who do you guys got?
I'm going to go Mets at least tonight with Scherzer pitching against Herman.
Okay, so you got the Mets going. Okay, so I'm going to go Yankees tonight. I think the Yankees have a good chance of, that win might have boosted a little confidence in them from last night. I think they have a shot of winning tonight. I think Judge is going to hit a homer tonight, so I think it's going to be a Yankee win tonight.
I think it's going to be a split.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a split. Who wins tonight, though?
Mets.
Mets win tonight, Yankees win tomorrow?
Yeah.
What's your final score, Doug?
Tonight it's going to be 5-4.
5-4 Mets tonight. I'm going to go tonight 6-3 Yankees.
That's going to be interesting tonight.
I'm going to go 3-1 Mets.
3-1 Mets.
It's going to be interesting tonight, though.
Yes.
It's going to be a good series.
Mets are going to come back in the 9th. For Chapman.
Yep. Darren Ruff, the big home run off him. What do you think, Doug?
No, it's going to be Jeffrey McNeil.
He's very good.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great series. Even though it's only a 2-game series, the 2 games are going to be so intense. Lots of excitement. It's going to be obviously, it's going to be a sold-out crowd, both games. Got Scherzer and DeGrom, your 2 of the best Mets pitchers pitching today and tomorrow. But it's going to be fun. I know you guys are, excited to see these 2 games tonight.
Wish we could have been there.
Obviously, Mets, obviously, as expected, the Mets-Yankee tickets were a fortune. So, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And before you know it, the Yankees are back on the road. Back on the road. They got to go to the West Coast. They're playing the A's. They're going to play the Angels. So how do you think this series, how important is this series to the Yankees?
I think very. They have to at least take 1 from the Mets. You can't get swept in the season series.
Can't get swept. You got Doug. I agree with Doug. If the Yankees got to at least split this series. If the Yankees split the series, that would be great for this team. But the Yankees need to take advantage of home field. They got to win their games at home because when they go on the road, it's going to be a little tougher for them, especially on the West Coast.
Yep, they're on the middle of a terrible homestand right now. What are they? 2-5, something like that.
Yeah, they won 1 in Toronto. They won 1 against the Rays, 1 against Toronto. They are not having the best homestand.
They very well should have been swept by the Rays, and we both know that, Doug.
Well, you know who this helps, right?
What was that?
You know who this helps, right?
Who?
You know who this helps.
Oh, it helps Tampa Bay Rays tremendously.
Yeah, it helps us get the division back.
I'm going to pull up the standings quickly because
I believe they're at least.
We're on a roll right now. We keep winning. We're like 65. We're 66 and 55.
They're at least 9 out, I believe.
No, if the Mets sweep the Yankees, we'll be 5 games out.
Who do they play? The Rays now.
We just finished up against the Royals.
only 8 games, baby. That could be changed in a couple. In 2 weeks,
and then we play you guys again in September. So
if you're a Yankee fan, I agree. Be concerned.
Back-to-back American League champs, 2020, 2021. Here comes 2022 World Champs, baby.
Absolutely. So, but this is expected. It's August. Base teams are hot now.
Dog days of August.
Yep.
Teams are used to now. They're in their prime of the season where they're playing their best baseball. So maybe that's why the Yankees are losing a lot of games lately because maybe these teams are figuring out who their best players are and how hot they get. So so maybe that's a reason. Okay, so
you know what the problem I see, Brandon, with this series though? That the Mets lined up their best 2 starters and the Yankees are going with their bottom of the rotation with Montas and Herman.
But with the Rays though, I don't count the 2020 season.
Oh, do not go there with that freaking bullshit. You and Espo are the same exact people when it comes to that. It counts.
It doesn't. Yeah, but 60 games is a lot different than 100.
Don't matter. You played the same amount. You
If the
played
Yankees
same
won the
amount of
World
games.
Series, you would have been like, great, they won.
I wouldn't have counted.
You played the same amount. Okay, you wouldn't have counted then. Just like I told Kyle, if it was the other way around, the Yankees won, you guys would not stop talking. You'd be like, look at us, 28 rings. The hell with all you. We're the best team in baseball. Fuck you all. That's what you guys would be doing right now.
Yep.
Yeah, that season was such a failure. That season was such a bust. They should have just played the playoffs. That's how much it didn't even matter. The playoffs would have just been the best thing.
my
Then what, you
God,
would put
guys-
every single
you are
team in there?
delusional.
What?
You would put every single team in there?
I would put every single team in there. Maybe do a
Yankee
double elimination.
fans are the most delusional fan base. They got jet results lately.
I agree with that, Doug. They're very delusional. Just
I'm
like
telling
the
you.
Phillies.
COVID season bullshit.
162 games is a lot different than 60. Those 100 games can make a huge difference.
You all played the same amount of games, 60 games.
60 games. I would have been 4. I wish they didn't even have a season that year because it just looked terrible.
Yep.
60. You were better off coming back the year after. At least you would have, like it looked weird having no fans in the stands or
Yeah.
anything. That was.
That's because of the communist governors.
I agree. Yeah.
You have to remember the Cardinals actually did not play all 60 that year
Yes. Yes.
because they had 2 postponements that did not have to get made up.
Yes. Absolutely. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna talk a little bit about NFL.
Hey, it's Adam Schwartz here. I'm in the beautiful hillside of Tucson, Arizona. And I'm out here away from everything. But I'm thinking, what's going on with sports? I want to know everything that's going on. So you know what I listen to? I listen to Schwartz Talk Sports on this podcast. I get all the information and everything I need to know about sports. Thank you, Brandon Schwartz, and I look forward to hearing all the important action in sports. Thank you. Live from Tucson. Enjoy.
All right, we're back here in the J&B podcast alongside John Giordano and Doug Sarabo from the Doug Sarabo Show. Very glad.
President of
President,
Sarava
El
Broadcasting.
Presidente. So we're about a couple of weeks away from the NFL season.
Yes.
Obviously, we're all Giant fans here. We're expecting, hopefully, the Giants will.
Apparently
improve.
you are.
We're hoping for a good Giants season. Maybe Dable will get in right now, 2-0 in preseason. A good sign. That's a good signal that maybe they'll have a good season. So, guys, what have you seen from the Giants in these last 2 preseason games that make you excited for the season?
This is a playoff team.
I agree. I think this could be a playoff team. And you know the Giants well. If the Giants make it to the playoffs, they have a good chance. I feel like they have a good chance of making it to the Super Bowl because they're the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Well, we got some news out of last night's game. Thibodeau had a sprained MCL,
That's not a good injury.
and Darian Beavers is out for the season with a torn ACL.
But this is going to be the year about whether Daniel Jones is meant to be a quarterback for the New York Giants. If it's not this year, I believe they're going to have to look for a different quarterback. Jones is a guy that they might be like. He might be a good guy to have as your future quarterback, but can he be a winning quarterback? Will the offensive line be strong enough to support him? Will the offensive line has been a problem for the Giants for many years now. Will the offensive line be better this year?
I think so. I believe they have what it takes to win.
Yeah.
It's going to be a better season. I agree, and I think.
This ain't the same bullshit with Joe Judge, Ben McAdoo.
Oh God, and
Yeah.
Gettleman, you got to admit, Gettleman destroyed this franchise.
Look at Buffalo before they had Allen and DeBall.
Doug, you
Yeah.
think Giants spill Super Bowl this year? Never know.
Maybe in Madden, but I don't see us going to Super Bowl.
Your dad can wish.
I see us being an improvement team. I think it's gonna.
Listen, if they get a wild card, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be like a 7-8 win team.
Oh my God, imagine.
I'm still thinking Dallas wins this division or the
No,
Eagles.
don't even go there.
I think
John.
Philly might.
Don't even go there.
I think Philly or Giants have a chance of winning the division.
I think it's gonna be Washington.
You think the Commanders are going
Yeah.
to win it?
Yeah. No team goes back to back in the NFC East.
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. But 2 weeks, a couple weeks away from the NFL season, we're all excited.
September 8th is opening night.
Yes, and as we stated on previous podcasts, starting September 9th, we'll be doing a Football Friday podcast. We hope to have guests like Doug on. We'll hope to have other guests, like Ian and whoever wants to join the podcast to talk about predictions and, the news about the upcoming week.
Yep.
So we hope to do that every week of the NFL season.
Yeah.
And before we go, because we have a few minutes left during the show.
Yeah.
I want to just talk to Doug. How is your show going? How is the ratings with your show going? How's the the how have you been doing with your show lately?
Well, the ratings are tremendous.
I'm so glad to hear that.
I talk to my top advisors all the time. We have one of the best producers in the world. We have one of the best ratings. They're looking good. The polls are looking good. So we have some of the best feedback. And season 5 just concluded. So we've been renewed for season 6. Looking forward to have that. Dan Francisco's announced he's going to come back on to do a few podcasts. Hoping to get more guests, new guests, maybe some like people in the business we could reach out to on Twitter or Instagram and say, hey, you want to come on? But we do have a special announcement. Dougie and Espo is going to be its own series. So today's Monday, Wednesday, Dougie and Espo is going to continue. And it's gonna be great. Kyle's gonna try and get like good people on the show, more call-ins, more interactions. So I think Dougie and Espo can really take off, and we're gonna actually have it continue within the Doug Strabo show. So if Kyle's on, but mostly every Wednesday will be Dougie and Espo.
Yeah, I've been watching the show on YouTube, and the show is outstanding because it's not your typical show where you're just talking sports.
No,
you're talking other stuff, kind of like a Carton and Roberts kind of show.
Yeah,
you don't
want to hear people talk sports
and that's
all
what
day.
Podcasts are about. And me and John have learned that you don't always. I mean, listen, it's a sports podcast, but you also want to have fun with the audience.
Yeah,
you want to be able to interact, and we're young guys, and we want to interact with the younger fan base. Like you're a young guy too. You're interacting with the younger fan base, and but listen, podcast has just taken over the universe now. Everybody wants to do it, and it's turned out to be a very successful mission of a lot of people.
Yeah. So the Doug Strabo show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting, bet like Michael Lepore. We love you, Mike. It's going to be based on the guest. So if you're like Mark Murrow and you're coming on to talk to the Pittsburgh Penguins, it's going to be strictly hockey. If you're Dan Francisco and you're going to talk politics, it's going to be politics, strictly politics.
Right.
We talk sports, politics, and faith. So the Doug Strabo show will vary on the guest. If it's like me and you, we'll talk whatever, maybe bullshit.
Right.
But Dougie and Espo, it could be sports, it could be whatever people call in. We actually had a guest call in. I think his name is Dean.
Dean, yeah. I heard Dean on the podcast.
He's called up several times, talked about the Yankees, talking about how great things are happening down the shore.
Yeah, and I have to say, things aren't great down the shore. It was my birthday on Saturday, and I'm driving home from the shore, and guess what happens? My tire blows out.
Congratulations.
I have a flat tire.
Happy birthday.
Things aren't great down the shore, but no, I'm just messing with you. Things are great down the shore, I gotta admit. It is a fun time. And your birthday's coming up soon, Doug, and you got any special plans for your birthday?
I took off of work.
Oh, good for you, man.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Brandon, I have bad news.
He's talking to me right now, so don't interrupt. And then we're gonna go out to dinner. Trying to go to DJ's Labor Day weekend with you.
It's gonna be a fun time. And
yeah.
And does your audience know about the vlog you'll be making for Saravo Broadcasting? You mentioned to me something about are you doing a vlog for your birthday or something that will be on Saravo Broadcasting? Or is that not a Saravo Broadcasting thing? Because you mentioned something about a vlog. I didn't know if it was going to be Saravo Broadcasting.
Well, if we go to DJ's, I want to try and do like a Jersey Shore type of thing.
Yeah, and will it be posted on Saravo Broadcasting?
Well, we'll see, maybe.
Right, so that might be just a thing that you do yourself, not a Saravo Broadcasting productive
we'll
thing.
See how it goes. I got to talk to the producer.
You got to talk to the producer. Yeah, the producer is the guy you really got to talk to.
Yeah, so I got to talk to him and see what he says. And then it was funny. Some guy, Brandon, called up on this show, and he was like, "Wait, I was at the headliner too at Geo Baker. I wish I could talk to you." I said, "Hey, come on by if you want to talk to me."
Yeah, but the goal for this fall is to get John to the Monkey Bar.
Yeah,
that's going to be the goal.
If we think You know, you've been to the Monkey Bar.
I've been to the Monkey Bar with
It's
Andrew a couple of
honestly
times.
A great place.
It is. It is. Now, I told Doug
Good
about
food,
I
man.
told Doug, now that your broadcasting company is so strong and powerful,
Yeah, it's one of the best in the
I
world.
really think how you have like DJs that Craig Harton was doing the show there.
Yeah.
Do this live show at Monkey Bar.
Yeah, we could do that.
You really should talk to Hector about it. I bet you he would let you do it. You bring in a little
Have the crowd
thing,
interact.
you
But
know.
it's not a big area. So how are we gonna? You gotta.
Well, you'll promote it. You'll promote the show.
No, I know. I mean, to like set up. If it gets packed,
what you'll
you're
do
gonna.
is you'll set up a table.
Maybe you could do it outside. People wanna come by.
Outside, yeah, you do it. You could do it. A good time to do it would be with, like before the Bills Rams game on September 8th. Getting ready for opening kickoff.
Well, Dan of Blue Star Union does that. He's gone to like a sports bar down near South Philly, and talk politics. So
Wow, yeah, and that show with Dan
them.
Francisco was outstanding, and I hope to see more of those shows in the future. Our world, we need. Politics is a popular thing now that people just. We have so many issues going on, and it's so great to hear you and Dan talk about politics.
You gotta be outspoken. Because
And you said it right on that. You nailed it right on the head. You said you need to express your voice more. And I agree with you 100% that you need to express your voice more because unfortunately people's voice haven't been heard as much as people want it to be. We need to hear your voice more often.
Yeah, for sure. And like I'm thinking about it. Do I really have to run for office?
You do. You do. Because you know what's normal for this country and what's not.
I know. I'm just saying, but do I really have to run for office right now?
That's up to you.
I could do it. I could do it like a few years from now. But if people hear my voice and they should be like, "Hey, that guy's speaking the truth. That guy knows what he's talking about," then I'll run for office and I'll get people to vote for me.
Absolutely.
I got to be outspoken now because if you think about it, we got a lot of dumb people in this world that are believing the social media, believing the mainstream media. Like they are very stupid in this world because they're more concerned about their feelings, and we know someone that's like that.
Yes, we do. We do.
We don't associate with him anymore, but that's a problem because a lot of people are like that today. Unfortunately,
we have a lot of issues that we still haven't resolved. Yes, the gas is going down a little bit, but that doesn't mean it's going. They're still pretty high. We need to get these gas prices.
It was $2.26 when he came into
and
office.
I love that post you have on Facebook. Like 2 years ago, it was under like $1, like it was like $1.99 a gallon, and now it's like $4 a gallon.
Yeah, 4th of July.
That's insane.
4th of July weekend on July 4th, 2017, I was paying at $2 a gallon in Freehold. 4th of July weekend, and here you come. You got all these MF idiots blaming Trump or blaming Biden. No, Trump was the reason why gas was low because he went energy independent, and now here we are going back to overseas for gas. Like, are we that stupid? Yeah, Trump could have that attitude, but who cares? He's not the idiot giving Ukraine $800 billion freaking dollars every single month. Ukraine and Russia, that's not my problem. I don't care what's going on over there.
Right.
Yeah, I spent $3.89 today on gas, Doug. Right over here by you, Brandon.
Yeah, and you voted for Biden.
There's not supposed to be politics right now.
Don't matter.
Doesn't matter. You voted for him.
Be quiet, Brandon.
Talk whatever we want.
It's sports. Well, I'll tell you, special announcement. Whenever Doug's on the show, we talk sports and a little politics. A little politics. Because politics is what what our country's about now.
And it's in sports.
And unfortunately,
it's in sports.
I was just going to say, the sports world has been influenced by politics tremendously, especially during the COVID, like when, like with the Black Lives Matter and stuff, like everything, like just anything. Politics has just influenced sports tremendously.
You turn on ESPN. Are they talking about the game?
No.
Nope.
It's about politics. It's always, they are talking about the game, but there's politics always involved with these sports.
Talking about the national anthem, Colin Kaepernick.
It's ridiculous already, and it never used to be like that.
It's still attempting a comeback, right, Kaepernick, since you mentioned him?
I ain't worried about that guy. Let him live his own life.
But since we're on the topic of former presidents, you see who was at the Little League World Series, the Little League Classic last night?
I didn't watch.
George Bush.
We don't care about corrupt politicians.
Yep.
We don't care about Bush. We don't care about the Cheneys. We don't care about the Obamas.
He was what,
the Clintons.
3 presidents ago?
Yeah. Bush got us into a lot of trouble.
Yep.
Fake wars.
And we're still in it, 20 years after he took office?
Who knows? Brandon's shows may be censored. This episode may be censored, Brandon.
What?
This episode may be censored.
It might be, but listen, we're only
But you
young
know what?
people.
We're speaking the
We're
truth.
speaking the truth, and we're expressing our emotions about how our government is working.
We do have our freedom of speech, Doug.
Not in a socialist, communist country, you don't.
But I agree with you about the COVID. You mentioned something on your previous show about, and I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity here because you're on the show. This is really our
Yeah,
first
you
celebrity.
guys got a guest.
We got a real celebrity on the show. But what I want to say is, like, during COVID, we had all these rules about sitting, like, you're at a dinner table, you have
Well,
to,
you got to be 6 feet apart.
it didn't make. I don't understand. It does not. It does not make
Communism,
sense.
control.
And then
Doesn't
have
make
the
sense.
restaurant empty because you can't have all the tables
Did
filled.
this make sense to you?
No, not at all.
I
It was
worked
the
at a
dumb.
restaurant at that time. You had to think about it. You were able to be open 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. But the minute 10 o'clock came, here comes the smart virus named COVID.
Because they're
10:01,
assuming
you got to go outside. COVID's in the restaurant, or better yet, you got to sit down, no mask. But
because they're assuming
the
it was
minute you stand
crowded.
up, put that mask on because the virus comes back to you when you're.
And I hate
standing
to
up.
say it,
Fuck
just
outta
because
here.
you're wearing a virus does not mean you're not going to get the virus. It could still spread with the mask on. It could come
Yep.
out. It could pop out. The mask.
Control. That's all it was
The
for.
mask is not
Control.
totally
Power
connected
and
to your face.
control.
Yep.
It could
To
slightly
get
come
Trump out of the office. That's all it was for. And here comes Joe Biden. Oh, I have a plan. No, you don't. You don't even have a plan to live.
And yet he got what, like,
You're not going to
Twice
get
in the last
COVID
month.
if you have the vaccinations.
right, Brandon? Didn't he get it twice in the last month?
Let's
or
go,
something like
Brandon.
that?
Yeah. But this has been a great episode, guys. Thank you for
Yeah.
hopping on, Doug. Thank
No
you, John,
problem.
for joining. Again, this has been another episode of the JMB Podcast. We might do an episode this week. I will be away in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Might do a show from there with Doug or John, whoever is around to do the show. So thank you for tuning into the JMB Podcast. Again, alongside John Giordano, Doug Sarava from the Sarava Broadcasting. I'm Brandon Schwartz. Thank you for watching the JMB Podcast. We'll see you guys very soon. Enjoy the Mets Yankees, everybody.
All right. That was a good show, Brandon. Like
It's good.
Yes.
We're still live.
Yes, we are. Go Mets.
Let's go Rays, baby.
Behind the scenes action.
Yeah, they're saying it. We do have a quick announcement.
Quick announcement behind the scenes.
All right, so we're gonna finish the show up here, but we are actually going live. We are going live right now to Tucson, Arizona. Adam Schwartz is live. Adam, can you tell me about the JMB podcast?
Hey, it's Adam Schwartz here. I'm in the beautiful hillside of Tucson, Arizona. And I'm out here away from everything. But I'm thinking, what's going on with sports? I want to know everything that's going on. So you know what I listen to? I listen to Schwartz Talk Sports on this podcast. I get all the information and everything I need to know about sports. Thank you, Brandon Schwartz, and I look forward to hearing all the important action in sports. Thank you. Live from Tucson. Enjoy.